lining up wonderful guests for us. But our next guest is Miss Pam Borton, and she has, I like to say, with over 25 years of coaching Division One basketball, including 12 years in the Big Ten, and Ms. Pam Borton has led her teams to a Final Four, three Sweet 16s, and numerous NCAA tournament appearances. She's received the Top 10 Global Women of Leadership Connector Award, the Real Power 50 Award, the Anne Bancroft Dream Makers Award, and the National Coach of the Year Award by the New England Basketball Hall of Fame, and was recognized as a two-time Naismith National Coach of the Year nominee and honored with the creation of the Pam Borton Endowment at the University of Minnesota and the College of Education and Human Development. I had to take a deep breath. Pam, we're so happy to have you on tonight.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, please. That's the least. I mean, it's so happy to have you here. I was running out of breath because I was running through some of your accolades. But also, one of the reasons you're here tonight is within the next 60 days, your new book, On Point, A Coach's Plan for Life, Leadership, and Performing with Grace Under Fire, due out in May, is coming out. There's so much to get into. I just want to, if you can just briefly introduce yourself to our listeners.
Well, like I said, it's great to be here. I've been in the world of college athletics for 27 years and transitioned out a couple of years ago. And now I have my own practice where I'm a senior executive coach, consultant, and keynote speaker. And from all of my years in coaching major college athletics and now coaching CEO-level leaders and teams in the business world, I've have incorporated that into my business and then just really basically sharing my stories and lessons learned from big-time college athletics into business in this book.
Wonderful, wonderful. I just want to get into a couple of quick questions. One of my questions is, and it's a question that we go through every day in our professional lives, and it's how to get the best out of your team and the people around you. Because I can tell you, Pam, I'm a team leader, and I have a great group. Is everyone a strong performer? No, but I would say 75% of them are. What do I do for the remaining 25%? How do I get the best out of them?
Well, I think number one is you have to find out what their strengths are. And I've always been a coach where I have focused on the strengths of my players, and now I focus on the strengths of my clients. And that is finding what is good in each and every one of your team members and the people on your staff, and making sure that you have them in the right seats. And so I think number one is making sure that you have hired the right people. You find their strengths and making sure that they are in the right roles on your team. And then I think the biggest thing that a lot of people and team leaders forget is everybody is motivated differently. Find out what motivates each member of your team, and you've got to coach them and manage them and lead them all in different ways.
Pam, tell me, because you have, so much, your background is so heavy that tell us about how coaching elite athletes compared to coaching CEOs, COOs, CFOs.
Well, they're both obviously very. A lot of athletes and CEOs are Type A. They're very driven. They're very competitive. They face a lot of pressure, and they're very highly driven. They're expected to win, and the profit, the bottom line, outcomes and results are very important. So you have people that are very high-level competitors, thinkers, and just the things that athletes that need to do to perform well, which is being part of a team. and being able to perform at a very high level on a consistent basis. That's exactly what business leaders do. They've got to get their teams to perform at a very high level under scrutiny, pressure, stress, and they have to have successful outcomes. And I think there's a lot of people that are expecting CEOs and business leaders to be successful and so forth, and people expect the high-level athletes to be the same way.
Pam, I have to tell you a little something else about myself that I'm sharing is, so I've been in information technology, and next year makes year number 20. And I'm going to tell you, between time, stress, and project management, those are the triple constraints that I have to deal with on a daily basis, regardless of the situation, whether it's dealing with a technical problem or if it's soft skills or in any forms of communication. And I tell you, so it's like when I say how can leaders today manage that stress, pressure, and expectations that they experience on a daily basis, you know, what would you suggest for like myself, someone who's, I'd like to say I'm seasoned, but I don't know. I don't always feel that way on every day.
Well, I think the most important thing that we do as leaders, and you're in charge of a lot of different things, is the most important thing that we do as people, and we get to a certain point in our careers and we realize it's not about us. And it's not about you that's doing all those things. We have to surround ourselves with great people. And it's the people that we have around us. That's what becomes so important when we're able to be secure in ourselves as leaders, believe in ourselves as leaders, and when we can learn to hire people that are better than we are in certain areas, that's how you become extremely successful. It's who you surround yourself with. So you had mentioned that you're focused or you're in charge of like 3 different big areas, and it's so important for you to have key people and very talented people in each one of those areas, because you can't do it all.
So, excellent. Pam, tell us about this is an area, I mean, this is an environment of change. Things are changing all the time. Let's just say, let's look at a certain component of technology. Technology changes at the snap of a finger. But for some of our leaders, what are must-have skills in the environment of change management?
Well, there's a lot of different things for change management, but again, you've got to be able to come in as a leader, and if you're taking over a new company or you're presenting a project, you said you're on project management, you have to come in with an inspiring vision and be able to sell what your project is. And this is what this project is going to do. Or you come in and say, this is my vision for this company as a new leader. Is you have to come in and you have to be able to have a shared vision and sell your vision to your team. And then it's in change management, it's about listening to your people, evaluating what you have, listening to ideas, and then getting buy-in from your team. You've got to be able to get buy-in from your team. You're not going to be able to pull people across the finish line or push people across the finish line because, you know, this is what we're going to do. You've got to get people to buy into your vision, buy into their roles, and get everybody on the same page heading in the same direction, just like you do major college athletic teams. That's how you win at a very high level. That's how you get a team to the Final Four. That's how you get a team to buy into project management is being able to get everybody to buy in.
Pam, as you've made me feel so comfortable, I'm going to share that not only I deal with IT and I'm a team leader and I deal with, you know, time, project, and stress management, but I'm also a dad. And my 14-year-old daughter is playing junior high school basketball, so it's a combination of PAL, CYO, and now she's starting to get involved in the AAU basketball, organized sports. And I've watched her progress over the last 4 or 5 years. Her game has advanced. Her understanding of the game has advanced. But what can parents do to support and encourage their children that are competing in sports in this day and age?
Well, you said 2 key words in your question, and that is support your kids and encourage your kids. And I think that has been lost. There's a lot of parents that are really dependent on that, getting that scholarship, or the social media has really affected kids nowadays because they're reading all this stuff about each other and, the cyberbullying. Parents can be supportive in the stands. You see a lot of times that parents are fighting with each other in the stands because of, their kid's better than,
right.
somebody else's kid and the playing time and so forth. And I think don't take the love of the game away from your kids, and encourage them and support them to do the best they can, and not get all caught up in, the parent drama or the player drama or whatever's going on. But, I think the support and encouragement, period, that's the parent's role in the whole process.
And I just want to let everyone know we're talking with Pam Borton, seasoned Division I women's basketball coach, leadership executive, leadership and coaching executive. Pam, it's Women's History Month. I have to ask you one question: is what are the critical skills women must have in order to take their skills to the next level?
Well, a big part of that, and what I'm hearing a lot in corporate America, is their executive presence. Women having the confidence and the courage, to take that next step, to take that promotion, to go from a senior vice president to the CEO. It's having that executive presence when they're able to walk into a room without saying a word, and having a presence and learning how to work a room like a pro. Also having great communication skills and being relevant in their industry, being up to date on the new and improved or what has changed in technology. They've got to be able to talk the industry and speak very intelligently. And the other thing is their appearance. And you've got to dress the part. You've got to dress the part in business, and if you want to take that next step up the ladder, that's what people are looking for. That's the rough edges that you try to work out when you take that next step to the top.
Pam, with so many years of coaching, tell me, what are some of the just key lessons of leadership that you've learned as a Division I coach?
Oh, we could be on the phone for an hour. I've learned so many lessons. I think there's so many. I think just from coaching, I think there's a lot of things that stand out into my mind. I learned as much from my players as I did from them. I learned to listen to them. I learned to their ideas and what their concerns were. And I think we all can do a better job at listening to people and listening to feedback and listening to ideas. I think as a leader as well, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, it's about the people you surround yourself with in this day and age. I don't care what industry you're in. You've got to surround yourself with good people, people that care as much as you do, people that are going to work as hard as you do, people that want to be there, part of your organization. And also a leader that has a lot of empathy and compassion for their people. And, that's a great way to retain people is, the compassion and the empathy that you have for your people as well. But I think just taking responsibility and there's a lot of times leaders are in very high positions and they feel like they're putting fires out all day, is just having grace under fire. There's so many times that we can find ourselves in adversity and taking the blame and so forth. Is always take the high road as a leader. Take the blame, take responsibility, and that's why you're in that position.
Most of these questions that I've asked you tonight are all, all these different nuggets are available and on point. A coach's game plan for life, leadership, and performing with grace under fire. I can't wait to read your book. I do have a couple of questions on. There's an event coming up I believe in the next 2 weeks Women on Point, the Executive Leadership Summit. Could you share that with us? Share some information?
I sure can. It's an executive leadership summit for women. So it's women that are in leadership positions or women that have teams in their organization. And we do leadership assessments. We do leadership sessions on relevant topics like executive presence, how to build high-performing teams, purpose and passion, how to strengths-based leadership, a lot of high-level topics. We do some team-building activities, but we limit it to about 30 women. It's a very intimate, safe environment for women to connect, women to engage, women to share, women to talk about their challenges. But me and my business partner started this about a year ago. So we are connecting women from all over the country across industries, and we have 3 executive coaches, one from corporate America, myself from college athletics, and now coaching in corporate America, and another executive coach that's been doing this for about 20 years. So it's a great women's leadership summit for executive level leaders, and it's in Chicago on March 23rd to the 25th.
What are your plans, Pam? I know this is going to be a success. We here at Late Night Parents will definitely promote this and put it out there on social media. What are the plans for, let's just say, the women that can't make it to Chicago? Are there any plans for it to branch out?
We are. That's a great question. October 12th to the 14th, we will be holding another Women on Point Leadership Summit in Vail, Colorado. So we're moving this around the country. We started in Minneapolis, now we're in Chicago, and we're moving in the fall to Vail, Colorado. So women love to travel. Women love to travel with their girlfriends, but also do professional development, and maybe go to the spa for a couple hours. But it's all encompassing in professional development, connecting, and then just being able to take women to that next level as leaders.
Pam, one of my next to last questions I'm going to have for you is, what kind of legacy do you see yourself leaving young women, and what might you tell your younger self?
Well, the legacy and the mark that I will leave, with my coaching background and now coaching in corporate America is developing people and helping successful people go to the next level. I've always impacted people's lives. I've always developed people into leaders, and so it's developing people to their fullest potential and also teams to their fullest potential now in corporate America. What I would tell my younger self is a lot of things. So I think one thing is to listen and learn. I think when we're all younger, we think we know it all and we have all the answers, and I can do it better. And when I get my chance, to sit in that chair or be a head coach or be a CEO, I can do it better. I think is to listen and learn from experience as well, but also to stay true to myself. I think a lot of people try to be somebody that they're not, or be true to yourself and to your values, and with integrity, with honesty, with teamwork, and with respect. Those are 2 little nuggets that really kind of stand out in what I would tell my younger self.
Excellent. Yes, you have just written a wonderful book. My next 2 last question is, could you tell us what book or books are you currently reading right now? One
of the books that I'm reading right now is called Finding the Space to Lead. And I couldn't even tell you, it's not right in front of me who has written it, but Finding the Space to Lead, it's about leaders finding the space to be able to think strategically. I think we all get in our worlds and we're so busy, we're going 100 miles an hour, and we're doing 16 things at once. And learning as leaders is to find that space to stop and pause and reflect and slow ourselves down so we can be mindful leaders. That's the book I'm reading, is Finding the Space to Lead. And then that's the one that I'm only reading right now because I had to finish writing my own book.
Gotcha.
There's only so many hours in the day.
That is so true. That is so true. Well, I do have a final question, but before I even ask you the final question, I want to give you a round of applause. And I want to say to you, what are the best ways to get in contact with you in regards to the summit, in regards to your book, in regards to your brand on social media?
Well, in social media, you could go to my LinkedIn page under my name, Pam Borton. I'm also, my website is probably the best place to go find all of my information, and that's PamBortonPartners.com. And you can also connect directly with me. Actually, the Women on Point website is womenonpointleadership.com.
Perfect.
To get more information.
Pam,
but you can email me directly as well.
Oh, perfect. Pam, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out tonight. I want to thank Ms. Christy Hughes, who was able to patch the two of us together virtually. If there's anything we can do in the future with working together, but when I do read your book, I want to actually have you come back so I can ask you even more questions about the book and just your leadership styles, and also find out about the summit, how things went.
That'd be great. Well, thank you for having me tonight, and you asked me great questions. I thought you were extremely prepared, and you sounded like you already read the book, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks so much, and look forward to having you come back in the next, I'm going to say in the next month to 2 months. I want to have you come back, because when I really dig down into the book, I'm really going to have some great questions for you. But Pam,